So let's talk about this. I never considered my neurodivergence to be a disability until I became a parent and I lost access to vast amount of alone time, which was my load-bearing coping skill. And I'm not gonna lie to y'all, it wasn't until I had my second born that things became a little bit more less easy to control. So I'm not diagnosed with anything. However, our second born is medically diagnosed autistic. And in our journey with our second born, it has challenged a lot of things. Like with my firstborn, I had a little bit more help with her until she went to pre-K. And even after that, when it was just me and her 24/7, 365, it still was a lot easier. I still had my time where she would go do her thing, I could do mine. Like I had a little bit more freedom in the way that I moved and things. Fast forward to the second born, and now I'm breastfeeding. Second born requires a little bit more attention. I'm picking up as we're going along around 18 months that, something is going on with my child. So I kind of had a feeling when I looked up and discovered autism. I kind of figured, although our second born was hitting every milestone, everything seemed normal. But then I noticed like something just didn't feel right, and he was diagnosed autistic at 3 years old. In having a child with the special needs, it does require more of you to give to the situation, whereas you have less of yourself, if that makes any sense to anybody. You have to now learn how to navigate parenthood and having someone who needs more special care and attention and detailed attention and care. You have to focus a lot on that, to the point where in some cases, I don't speak for everybody, but I speak for myself, that you lose yourself and you don't even realize, in going through the motions and the survival mode of it all, that you're losing yourself. And it can cause things like illnesses. It can cause mental issues. It can cause physical unwellness. And for me, although I am still learning how to balance things and go through the motions to where I'm not losing myself and forgetting myself in the process, which is hard, especially living in the day and time that we do now, where we have our kids 24/7, 365. We don't have babysitters. We don't have, and I don't speak for everybody on that, because some of y'all have help, like I had help with my firstborn. So I can speak to both journeys of being helped and not having as much. So, and it's definitely harder when you are the sole caregiver, caretaker. You lose a lot. You start noticing the people around you disappear. You notice who shows up even when you go quiet, and even when you've been quiet for a long time. Even if they just send a text message, hey, are you okay? How have you been feeling? And even if that's, they do that every so often, because you are, parenthood catapults you into, and depending on the child and the needs of the child. If your child has higher needs, you get catapulted into this world where you don't even realize the things that are disappearing around you until something major happens, like a health thing, or something major happens with the child, because you're so busy just trying to keep yourself afloat, and also trying to do what's best for your child, to put your child in a better situation if you can, to where your child has the support and care that they need, and the surroundings that they need to grow as a person, and to be able to, when you are no longer here, or when they become grown, they can stand on their own 2 feet and they can survive, and they are not just culture shocked or socially shocked. When you are a parent that is in the mud with your kids, and you are really doing the things to try to put your children in a better position than what you had starting off and going forward, there's going to be a lot that you lose. There's going to be a lot that you miss. And a lot of that can be even more so you losing yourself and missing things with yourself, and you don't realize it until something happens that forces you to kind of stay still. But even in the stillness, you're trying to hurry up and get back to a healthy capacity, because you have to be 100% for your children. You have to, nobody's going to love and care for your children like you are. And when you are all that they have, There is a pressure on your back that a lot of people who are not in that position or choose not to be in that position with theirs, because we all have a choice. We all have a choice of how we want to show up for our kids and how we want to be as parents. You get to choose the type of parent that you want to be. And for those that are in the mud, those that are in the fight, it's going to be a little tougher trying to balance everything and show up as a good parent and a parent who wants a healthy relationship with their children in the future and a better outcome for their child. And a lot of people say, oh, we got to make sure we self-care and take care of ourselves and do this and do that. Well, when your children are on the front burner and you have to be on the back burner because it's what's best for them, it's hard to do that. But hopefully, in partnership, you have a good partner that can, through it all, or a good support system that when you do need a little break or when you do need to care for yourself, even if that person, like me and my husband both, we are there for each other. We are equally sharing the responsibility for the kids, but it's just us. So sometimes we've both been burnt out. Sometimes one has been burnt out and the other can kind of carry a load. It just depends. But find a support system, lean on the support system, and to try to rediscover yourself and create a structured system of balance.